Hello students, welcome you all to the English literature class. Hope you all are fine and safe. Children, in the last class, we have learned that the narrator was neither a detective nor the son of Baron Rothschild. When the manager came to know that the narrator had only $56 to deposit, his tone changed and called out Mr. Montgomery loudly, telling him that the narrator wanted to deposit $56 in their bank. The narrator was very much frightened when he heard the manager shouting at the top of his voice. The narrator went to the accountant and asked him to deposit the money. The money was deposited. The narrator then realized that he wanted some money for his present use. He wanted to draw a check. He wrote something on a check and gave it to the clerk. The clerk looked at the check. Okay, children, now let us continue with the remaining part of the lesson. What? Are you drawing it all out again? He asked in surprise. Then I realized that I had written 56 instead of 6. I was too far gone to reason now. I had a feeling that it was impossible to explain the thing. All the clerks had stopped writing to look at me. What? Are you drawing it all out again? He asked in surprise. Now, when the clerk looked at the check, he was completely taken aback. He asked the narrator if he was planning to draw out the entire amount. That is, if he was going to withdraw the entire amount, that is, $56 again. Then I realized that I had written 56 instead of 6. The narrator now realized that out of tension, instead of writing $6, he had written $56 in the check. So, what does it mean, children? It means that the narrator wanted to withdraw the complete amount which he had deposited just then. I was too far gone to reason now. See, children, the narrator had done a mistake by writing $56, and now what reason could he give for committing that mistake? He could not give any reason. Poor narrator. He was tensed. He was confused. He did not know what he was doing. He felt a fool of himself. He could not bear the pain of staying in the bank anymore. I had a feeling that it was impossible to explain the thing. He did not understand anything. Now, he did not even know how to explain the things. That is, the narrator felt almost impossible to make the clerk understand that, out of tension, he had committed a mistake by writing $56 instead of $6. All the clerks had stopped writing to look at me. All the clerks, seeing the foolish behavior of the narrator, stopped doing their work and started to stare at the narrator. This was too much for the narrator. He felt ashamed. He was rattled. Reckless with misery, I made a plunge. Yes, the whole thing. You withdraw your money from the bank? Every cent of it. Are you not going to deposit anymore? Said the clerk, astonished. Never. Okay. Reckless with misery, I made a plunge. The narrator felt unhappy. He had committed a mistake because of his carelessness. Now, he did not care for the result of action. He took a decision. Let us see What decision did the narrator take? Yes, the whole thing. You see, children, the narrator did not want to show anyone that he was tensed or confused. He did not want anyone to know that he had committed a mistake by writing $56 out of tension. So, the narrator acted in front of everyone in such a way that he had written $56 in the check, not by mistake, and now he wanted to draw the complete amount from the bank. You withdraw your money from the bank? Now, the clerk was shocked to know that the narrator wanted to withdraw the money because only a while ago he had deposited the amount in the bank. So, the clerk asked the narrator if he really wanted to withdraw the money from the bank. Every cent of it. The narrator very boldly said that he wanted to withdraw the complete amount from the bank. Are you not going to deposit anymore? Said the clerk, astonished. The clerk, in astonishment, asked the narrator if he was not going to deposit his money in the bank anymore. That is, was he not going to deposit the money every month? Never. Now, the narrator very clearly told the clerk that he would never deposit the money in the bank. An idiot hope struck me that they might think something had insulted me while I was writing the check and that I had changed my mind. I made a wretched attempt to look like a man with a fearfully quick temper. The clerk prepared to pay the money. An idiot hope struck me that they might think something had insulted me while I was writing the check and that I had changed my mind. The narrator, in order to hide his foolish mistake, pretended that he had been insulted in the bank and so he had decided to take away all his money back. I made a wretched attempt to look like a man with a fearfully quick temper. Now, you see, children, the narrator tried to act in such a way in front of everyone that he was mad with bad temper. It means he tried to present himself as an angry young man. The clerk prepared to pay the money. Since the narrator had decided to withdraw the money, the clerk made all the arrangements to pay back the amount. How will you have it? He said. What? How will you have it? Oh, I caught his meaning and answered, without even trying to think, in fifties. He gave me a $50 bill. And the six? He asked dryly. In sixes, I said. Okay. How will you have it? He said. What? How will you have it? Oh, I caught his meaning and answered, without even trying to think, in fifties. The clerk asked the narrator how he wanted his money back. The narrator, at first, did not understand anything. He was quite surprised. Then immediately, he understood what the clerk meant. Without even thinking, the narrator answered that he wanted the money in fifties. He gave me a $50 bill. A $50 bill was given to the narrator by the clerk. And the six? He asked dryly. Now, the clerk, in a serious tone, asked the narrator, how will he have the $6? In sixes, I said. To this, the narrator said that he wanted the dollars in sixes. He gave it to me and I rushed out. As the big door swung behind me, I caught the echo of a roar of laughter that went up to the ceiling of the bank. He gave it to me and I rushed out. The clerk handed over the $6 bill to the narrator, and immediately, without any delay, the narrator rushed out of the bank. As the big door swung behind me, I caught the echo of a roar of laughter that went up to the ceiling of the bank. As soon as the narrator stepped out of the bank, he could hear a roar of laughter from inside the bank. The people in the bank laughed at his blunders. Since then, I bank no more. I keep my money in cash in my trousers pocket and my savings in silver dollars in a sock. See, children, from that day, the narrator never ever stepped into the bank. He kept his cash money in his pants pocket and his life savings in silver dollars in a sock. So, this was the experience of the narrator in the bank. With this, we come to the end of this lesson. Children, I hope you all have understood this chapter. Children, let us go through the summary of My Financial Career written by Stephen Butler Leacock. The story is a first-person account of a situation where the narrator deposits money into a bank and withdraws all of it immediately. It is a humorous narration of how the narrator hates going to bank but is forced to go as he has to deposit some money because he had got a raise. He intended to first deposit his $56 and then withdraw $6 for immediate use. However, instead of withdrawing $6 to spend, he makes a check for the entire $56 that he had deposited. Though he had made a mistake, he goes ahead and takes all the money as he does not want the clerk to think that he had made a fool of himself. He pretends to be angry with the bank and hopes that the people at the bank think that he closed his account as he is upset with them. However, as soon as he stepped out of the bank, everybody inside broke into an uproarious laughter. Thank you.